Ready? You might be wondering, what in the world am I doing? Well, I'm about to hit upload file on our V2 inventory, which means you guys will be able to purchase them. Y'all ready? Oh, it's spinning. Okay.
I'm finishing my stationary or bike trainer workout. About an hour of low cadence intervals mixed in with high cadence intervals. And the taper has begun. I'm very excited about that. Ironman Texas is right around the corner. Yeah, balancing work and the training schedule is sometimes difficult, but I typically enjoy it. At the Ironman distance though, for the triathlon training, it gets a little weird in that last month. I think I've been a little fatigued and maybe have thrown a few tantrums every once in a while, I suppose, but try and rein it in as much as possible. But that being said, I think it all is worth it on race day. There's nothing like going out there with a few thousand people and just having a good time. I see it as kind of a party. And then after, I'm really looking forward to taking a little bit of my morning back and my morning routine, putting in more work-related stuff. I could really use a few extra hours in the morning to do some tasks with Atreyu, of course, that have been kind of gobbled up by all of the triathlon training. But that being said, it's fall in Austin and the Houston Marathon is in mid-January, so we'll have to prioritize that as well. And I'm gonna get off this bike, lace up in the Artist, break in the race shoes just a little bit. I like my race shoes to have about 20 miles on them. Sort of in my blood. My mom did bookkeeping when I was growing up. I had my first bookkeeping account when I was in high school. I had a little window cleaning operation, an LLC. Let me tell you something about accounting. It's really just about being good at following rules. And I'm a very by-the-books guy. On some things, I'm actually not very by-the-books, like in the kitchen. So I will eyeball things. I'm not like that meticulous to like measure out like a fourth teaspoon of something. But if some authority figure tells me I have to do something, then I will do it because I am a rule-following citizen. And that is what accounting is all about. I am where I am today not because of any of my own calculations or any sort of master plan. I feel like I've heard of some folks who at a certain age decide like, okay, that's my outcome, that's what I want, and here's the plan of action to get there. I have really done a wide array of side hustles and various out there gigs. But accounting is truly what I love. I think I'm pretty good at it. There's room for improvement, for sure. Improvement. But yeah, you know, it's not really my path, or my plan that got me here, but I'm really standing here as just a product of everyone who has invested in me. So, teachers, mentors. That's my origin story.
Yeah, and it's like, just eat any popcorn, like super buttery popcorn, super healthy, no seasoning popcorn, dill pickle popcorn, like I was in it for all of it. Dill pickle popcorn, have y'all been to Cornucopia?
Yeah. Oh my god, I work right by there and I walk there in the middle of the day.
All the popcorn dreams you could ever imagine. Hey everybody, welcome to my home office where I worked from for several years. That will soon turn into a nursery. You might be wondering, where in the world did Marianne come from and how did she end up at Atreyu Running Company? Well, it all started back when I studied chemical engineering at Mississippi State. I spent about 10 years at a company called Ergon that I was in the refining and marketing division that made specialty base oils and process oils that went into a lot of different products, some of which are the tires on your car, weather stripping that you might have on the bottom of your doors, roofing, industrial roofing materials, transformer oil, and the like. And so you might be wondering, like, how in the world did she go from something like that to a running shoe company? I also got my MBA back in 2019 and made some really good friends here in Austin, of which ended up being one of the bridges of how I ended up at Atreyu Running Company. But it's super exciting to be a lot closer to athletes and the people impacted by the things that we do every day. And movement is such an important part of everybody's life, and I'm really excited to be part of that. But you might think, oh, there's no similarities. How did a process engineer, chemical engineering professional, MBA, global technical marketing manager turn chief of staff at a performance shoe company? There's actually a lot of parallels, like supply chains are supply chains, boats are boats, and material science, a lot of the material science of the products transfers in. So I did a lot of work with adhesives in the past. That's important in shoes. The EVA midsoles, all those type of things, all the material science kind of transfers. So anyway, it's not as far-fetched as you would think, you know, with a background in operations and technical marketing and those type of things, a lot more transfers than you might think. But the most important aspect of the transition was really doing something to get closer to the people that I serve and also to serve a team. And I work with such wonderful guys, and I'm so blessed every single day to be able to work with them in a more direct capacity than I was able to in my previous career. But anyway, that's how chemical engineering can relate to shoes.
Road to H-Town, Houston Marathon training is officially underway. We're into our 4th week. Things we know. 1, not doing that much different than what I've already been doing. Been up to 4 miles. I'm between a 2 and 4 mile per day, 5 to 6 times a week type of guy. So not much has changed. Number 2, we know things are going to change very quickly. When it gets up into the 8, 10s, 12, 16 mile long runs, that's when we're gonna know where we are. My running level, my safe zone, my comfort zone, 2 to 4 miles. Haven't really been outside that range too much in the last 10 years. So we know things are going to change and things quite possibly could get hairy. Some things we don't know and that I'm worried about. I think once we get into that 8, 10 mile range, chafing is gonna become a factor on the nipples. That's just what happens to me when I sweat a lot. That chafe is activated, and getting into these long runs and even thinking about a 26.2 mile marathon. So if any of y'all know, leave a comment. Any chafing solutions for the chest, more specifically the nipple, or between your legs, inner thigh, reach out. Let me know. But other than that, training's going great. Again, we're 4 weeks in. I'm feeling good. I've had a pretty good foundation up to this point, but we're about to find out what I'm really made of, where my potential could lie, and get out of my comfort zone. That's the update. Road to H-Town continues. Let's rock.
Man, I just feel blessed, honestly. Like, blessed is the word that comes to mind about being able to run again. I took a solid 10 months off due to injury. I mean, we're talking not a single run in 10 months. And it was tough. You know, as a sober runner, I've been sober for over 2 years. Not to have that outlet was a difficult situation to traverse. So I think I'm kind of just going into this next chapter of running with just the word grateful written all over my forehead. I mean, when I'm out there now, hitting those miles and kind of feeling the burn on my legs and being like, oh, I don't want to be out here, this hurts, I literally just say the word be great. I say the words be grateful over and over again in my head. And I think that kind of is going to stick with me for a while. You know, I think before I got injured, I was really hard on myself about making sure I was running enough distance or making sure I was fast enough, or, you know, just putting a lot of pressure. You know, if I took a day off, I'd feel really bad about not running. And I think going into this next round of running, it's just about, again, just being grateful and not focusing on those things this time around. It's not about distance. It's really, for me this time, just about getting out there and moving my legs and feeling like, you know, I'm working every day. I'm chipping away at better physical health and, more importantly, better mental health. You know, when something gets stripped away from you like that means a lot to you. You are forced to, you know, kind of reflect and put it all into perspective. And that's exactly what I did over those 10 months, just shy of a year. And, you know, I think that's the name of the game this time, is to just go out there and, I know this sounds cliche and maybe kind of cheesy, but just go out there and have fun.
Y'all, if you didn't know before, you're about to find out I'm a huge cat person.